Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Achua and I hope this video finds you well. If you are new to this place, please consider subscribing. And to all my returning subscribers, thank you so much for your support and welcome back. In this video, I have Paris Corner Autobiography Citron Vanille. I think I've seen 4 in the autobiography series, but this is the only one I have access to currently. If I'm able to access the rest, I will definitely bring them here. However, I'm coming to speak to this, which has been compared to a Chanel Allure flanker. I don't think I have tested that fragrance, so I'm coming to speak to what this one is. And I think that has been marketed towards men for the most part. However, I feel this one is a very unisex fragrance that can be, worn by both men and women, regardless of the fact that the original version has been marketed towards men. It is a citrus, vanilla fragrance for the most part. And fortunately, the note structure has been written on the bottle itself as well as on the package here. The top notes are lemon, bergamot, and vanilla. At the heart, we have pink pepper, sandalwood, and then tonka bean. And at the base, we have cedar, musk, vetiver, and amber. I think the bottles in the autobiography series are also 65 ml. They don't come in 100 ml, quite smaller than the usual Paris Corner offerings. But the juice in this one really makes up for the lack of, juice in it. This is a very beautiful unisex linen scent to me. It gives me something like oranges, although it doesn't have the notes of orange. And I'm going to compare it to a fragrance I already have in my collection, which I feel smells so much alike, but not like completely the same. This one gives me a very zesty orange, nuance coupled with like a slight masculine touch because of that cedar. If you want to go by the nose structure, you might perceive it as a very masculine scent. However, to me, it smells so much, different from what I get from the nose structure. It has lemon and bergamot, but I don't get anything effervescent bergamot, in it at all. What this one predominantly gives me is an orange zest. It has some sort of mandarin orange, which is not listed in the nose structure at all. I get the mandarin orange and that lemon much more than any other citrus. Citron vanilla is going to give you a very bright, effervescent, lemony, orange mandarin, burst at the opening, accompanied by a very spicy pink pepper, and then comes in the vanilla. The vanilla here feels very soft, very demure. It feels like a summer vanilla. This one feels so much lighter, like a vanilla you can wear in the high heat without getting cloying at all, and dries down to this beautiful cedar. That is where the masculine touch comes. Cedar for the most part gives most fragrances a masculine leaning touch, and that is what I get in this one. Although to me, very perfectly unisex. So that cedar coupled with a very creamy sandalwood, at the base, and vanilla is what the dry down predominantly is going to give you, coupled with that heavy presence of that orange. Although it doesn't state the notes of orange in the fragrance, I know there is definitely some orange somewhere, and that is the most dominant citrus. Forget about the bergamot, the lime you can, or the lemon, you can really get it, but that orange mandarin, that I perceive is the most dominant citrus in this one. Citron Vanille by Paris Corner reminds me so much of North Tag Expression the fourth, although not like the most similar, but they put me in the same mind frame. As soon as I sprayed this one, I was immediately reminded of this one, especially at the dry down. At the dry down, you get a very creamy sandalwood, creamy, light vanilla, and then that orange. That orange is so prominent to the extent that it reminds me of this. Consider this one as North Tag Expression the fourth with more cedar and then vanilla. This one I don't think has any vanilla. It is basically, a citric, zesty, orange mandarin scent. Citron Vanille gives me the same vibe, just that it has added vanilla and then a creamy sandalwood and then some cedar, which gives it a masculine touch. Whereas North Tag is a very unisex fragrance in my opinion. But because of that cedar in it, it makes it slightly masculine. I think the presence of vanilla, cedar, and sandalwood is what separates this one from North Tag Expression. If you are looking for a more masculine leaning version of this, I would say go for Citron Vanille. If you want a much more effervescent, much more feminine leaning citrusy scent or orange mandarin sort of scent, I would say go for North Tag Expression. They'll give you almost the same feel. It seemed like this one is like the for her version and this is like the for him version. basically. They smell so much alike, about 85% in my opinion, with the woods, the cedar, the sandalwood, the vanilla being the only difference or the only addition that I perceive in this one that I don't get in the original North expression. I don't think they are flankers or anything at all, but they put you in the same mind frame. If you love this, you're going to love this. However, that creamy sandalwood as well as the vanilla offsets that masculine leaning, nuance I get in this one. When it dries down, that is when you get to know the beauty of this fragrance. Even the dry down can come across as feminine leaning, after that whole cedar thing has, worn off a bit. The dry down, you are going to get a predominant orange mandarin, something like Sicilian oranges, it's like predominant orange notes, And I keep emphasizing on the orange because that is what I basically get much more than the lemon and the bergamot. You get a very zesty orange mandarin scent, although not, as much as you can get in this one. This one is like the most effervescent, most realistic orange mandarin scent I have come across. This one follows suit, but not exactly. The first 1 or 2 days of citron vanilla are going to give you something much more masculine leaning, but give it just like 3-4 days, and it settles to become something very unisex, almost even feminine leaning because of that orange and vanilla to me. This is about 8 days in my collection at this point, and I feel it's getting much more, tamer when it comes to the cedar, and even, getting much more feminine because of that orange mandarin and the vanilla, But I will not say it is like a very feminine, scented scent. I think it is perfectly unisex, But the first 2-3 days are going to give you something much more masculine leaning. But it gets much more sweeter and more orangey, than any other thing or any other citrus, as the it begins to stay longer in your collection. In a nutshell, it is a summer vanilla citric woody scent which lends perfectly unisex to me, which goes in the direction of the North expression, the fourth. If you love this, you're absolutely going to like this one. If you want a masculine version of this, I would say go for this. It is definitely a perfect unisex scent to me. It doesn't come across, as your quintessential barbershop masculine leaning scent to me at all. So that is all I have for you about Citron Vanille by Paris Corner as part of their autobiography series. And I'll be glad to bring you the rest in the series. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in my next one. Take care. Bye-bye.